I finished the book. Yay! So this will be the last video about it. And we'll just resume by saying that music has power physically, emotionally, and spiritually. And Marilyn Manson, he stated that music is the strongest form of magic. And do you remember Travis Scott's concert in 2021? That was actually a demonic ritual and energy harvesting, and 10 people died and hundreds were injured. And Anton LaVey, that's the founder of Satan's Church, he wrote, "The best propaganda for satanic religion is through the major mainstream channels." And propaganda is the executive arm of the invisible government, also described in 1984 by George Orwell. He wrote about the ministry of truth, deceiving the masses, dumbing them down with rubbish, distractions, astrology, sex, crime, movies, music, violence, death, anything so the party officials could maintain their power. Then we have Aleister Crowley. He wrote the Satanist book of law with the credo, "Do as thy will. You only live once. If it feels good, do it. Live for the moment." He used sex magic with children. Yeah, it's really bad. He was a deranged fool, man, a pedophile and a fraud. But his face appears on different albums throughout the music industry, even one with the Beatles. And then the book describes different types of music that are more or less satanic. And first is rap and hip hop. I don't really like that genre of music, but the lyrics written by demonic entities that channel through the artist, they are demonic for sure, because it says, for example, "Jesus cannot save you, life begins where the church ends." Uh, 666, murder Jesus. It's always is on attack of Jesus. It's never an attack on Buddhism or Muslim Islam. It's always Jesus. And Satan is a copycat. He's no original. So yeah, it's pretty lame, the lyrics. And they include artists such as Jay-Z, Kanye West, Jay Electronica, G. Cole, The Game, Eminem, Diddy, Big Boy. And they use in their videos Baphomet, the Pentagram, Skull and Bones, the Illuminati Bilderberg Group, Rockefellers. And yeah, some artists were good, like Tupac, but then, of course, these are killed also. But Tupac really wanted to spread love and expose the Illuminati. But the music industry is manipulated and controlled by a media protected military industrial complex engaging in horrific crimes against humanity, including pop culture cannibalism. So there's a certain level that you cannot get to unless you go through a door, and once you pass that, there's no way back. So in the pop music, that's also a genre that I don't really listen to, but they preach messages to people that being dumb, drunk, and having nothing to offer to the world other than sex and violence is the way to go. I don't actually know these artists, but it's Pussycat Dolls, Beyonce, Rihanna. I do know Madonna, actually, when I was young. She had some good songs. Nicki Minaj, the interesting thing that I read about her is that she was possessed by an evil spirit called Roman Polanski. And that is the director of Rosemary's Baby. I don't know if you know the book from Ira Levin, but it's a story where Satan rapes a woman to impregnate her with the Antichrist. So that's scary. I mean, that's really bizarre. These weird artists they're possessed by all these demons. Lady Gaga, Miley Cyrus. Oh yeah, Miley Cyrus. I thought that she was like this innocent Disney girl, Hannah Montana or something, and then she became this whore and prostitute. This whole ugh. Justin Bieber and whatever. There were more examples in the book. And it even talked about Steven Spielberg in movies and that he was accused of using cybertronic mind control technology. And I made another video about the voice to skull technology, and you can control people's thoughts and actions through that kind of MK Ultra. And then we have rock and heavy metal. No, that's more my genre. So I'm a big fan of Megadeth and the Symphony of Destruction, for example. And actually, it actually exposes the Illuminati and all that stuff, because they exposed the military dictatorship and so-called democracies whose political leaders are just puppets of the powerful organizations that control the people, and the people they just follow and they go into self-destruction. And another song is The Foreclosure of a Dream, where the lyrics describe a personal holocaust. And more examples, such as the Eagles with their song Hotel California, you can check out anytime you want, but you can never leave. So it's like we're in this closed system, we're surrounded by evil, and once you've sold your soul, you can never get it back. There is this other hard rock band, Muse, with the song Uprising. And in that song, the lyrics are, we shall not be controlled, we shall not be forced, and we will be victorious, in God. Because the winning side in this battle is God's, and he's already won. And they also had another album with the title HARP, the High Frequency Active Auroral Research Program. So they actually try to inform the public also about the weather control system. And we have other genres of music like country music, classical, and instrumental. Those are the more innocent ones, less likely to have any satanic or demonic messages. But I say that the whole secular music industry, they use the frequencies of 4040, so 440 hertz, rather than 432 hertz, which is actually healing. So they on purpose take the frequency that make people a little bit more aggressive. And the Bible warned us about these end times in Second Timothy. There will be terrible times in the last days where people will be lovers of themselves, lovers of money, boastful, proud, abusive, disobedient, ungrateful, unholy, without love, unforgiving, slanderous, without self control, brutal, lovers of deceit, lovers of only personal gratification like narcissism, rather than the lovers of good and God. And that was also this last part in this book, what I think, of course, is the most important one. And with the first upload of this video that I put with a song at the end, Uprising from the band Muse, that actually got blocked, even though it was only a few seconds of that music. So I'm not quite sure why that happened, but I will make a separate short with their music because I really love that song. But just so you know, when you're on God's side, you have already won. Okay? And we have to be aware of what's happening in the world and spread the message, spread the gospel far and wide. Plant those seeds and let them sprout wherever they may. Amen.